Yeah, I mean the sound is jumping again now, but I don't see the camera moving. And I think we're going on air soon. Okay. I mean, as I'm talking now, I can see the line jumping. The mic was off, Jason.
Huh?
The mic was off.
You gotta get out of there.
I think we're fixed. So I'm being kicked out. So.
Excuse me. You're a master of tailgates? Yeah, you put 110% into planning every aspect of your tailgate, from the food to the seating and entertainment, Will. And let's not forget the rituals, Will, that you're always doing. Every tailgate grill up your famous... you grill up your famous burgers. Remember when you do that? Well, you're wearing your throwback jersey that you never stop wearing, Will. But here's, man, you stink, but the burgers make up for it. Here's one ritual you can all do without people checking scores, updates on their cell phones. Come on, guys. I mean, come on. How are we supposed to throw a pre-game party while you got your nose buried in your phone? No bonding there, Will. It's time to introduce a new tailgate ritual, and that's the HD TV from Dish and the Playmaker portable satellite antenna, Will. I don't know. Dish lets you bring everyone together with conference revivals, rivalries, pre-game interviews, highlights, and more, all in stunning HD. Visit dishtailgate.com and get Dish today. The Playmaker sets up in minutes, doesn't need any Wi-Fi connection, and with Dish pay-as-you-go programming, you only pay for the months that you use. Make HD TV from Dish a new tailgate ritual? Visit dishtailgate.com today and get free shipping for a limited time. Restrictions apply.
I'm assuming that there are some somewhat shady people listening, and who among us hasn't done something shady at some point or another, as Will coincidentally sits down.
Not I.
You didn't do nothing.
You're not a creepy person, but you from time to time find yourself in dicey situations. So if any of this applies to you or rings a bell about any particular situations or events that have occurred in your life, send us an email describing that dicey situation to submit to Ellis at gmail.com. You can be totally anonymous, obviously, and in a future show we will read your email and we will see if anyone on the show can out shady you.
What's an example of like a shady thing that somebody might have done that they would email in? Like I robbed a bank or something? Or
Well, I think we would probably want to avoid criminal stuff. I feel like you're usually the guy who reminds us of that, Will.
Hey, we're we're outside the statute of limitations on that bank robbery.
And I killed every last one of them.
The end.
Yeah, I don't really feel like trying to trump somebody that comes up with that either.
Maybe D.B. Cooper writes in, like, hey, I jumped out of an airplane.
Yeah, so anyway, no illegal stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Just shady.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
illegal-
literally
if you're
legal.
buying a bag of weed. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Got you.
Yeah, no murders.
That would be shady,
I know.
but uncalled for.
Yeah, sure.
So if you know a guy who did anything, send us an email. Submit2us@gmail.com. And
You're-
we'll let you know if we know a guy who did something that's even worse.
Yeah,
Just remember who you're dealing with, people. I mean, we're some stiff competition. I mean, Andrew. Oof.
Hightower
super-
counts.
Hightower is a criminal.
You can start your email by saying, my friend, and go on
Right,
from there.
my friend.
That's
murdered
probably
a-
the best way.
Murdered a bunch of
Yeah,
people
there
and
you
buried
go.
them in the
A
backyard.
couple of hobos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
That's a
never,
bad
take,
Really?
idea.
If
you'll
you're
never
gonna
take
murder-
my friend alive.
If you're gonna murder people, you'd murder hobos.
I did not say that, Jason.
I
I'm
was
talking
gonna
about
murder
my
people.
friend.
Right. If I was gonna murder people, it would not be a hobo. It'd be somebody I know for sure.
Oh, wait. You're thinking of that specific person right now.
I'm not.
You glanced over my way. I'm just saying.
Just
you
talk
were-
to me.
If you were gonna kill one person, you can't say like Hitler. Or, if you were gonna kill one person, like you had to kill one person, can you just think of who the person would be?
No, not right offhand.
I can think of 5.
No,
people.
I mean, look, if you would have asked me that question a year ago, I might have had a
Wait,
different
Andrew's
answer. but
pointing
right
at
now-
everybody on the show. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but none of the people from the show, nobody that's connected to me being on radio is on that list. So don't worry about it.
Thank goodness. That's a relief.
Shut up, Will. Make out this fake.
Everybody knows you're murdery, Jason.
He's from the outback. You know those guys from the outback. Everything in Australia tries to kill you. Even the people.
Don't you hate it when someone portrays you as being a murdery person?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that would be irritating if that happened.
Only really if
I've never followed anybody at nighttime, all right, and made a girl cry.
So you could portray me as
You've never made a girl cry?
You said you made a girl
Have
cry.
you ever made a girl cry? Yes or no, Mr. Ellis? Just
Yeah.
answer the question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But not by chasing her. Okay. Have you ever chased a girl at nighttime with a flashlight?
I plead the fifth.
See, that's way gnarlier than anything I've ever done. Because I can say I've never made a girl cry by chasing her while she was alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I made a girl cry because I'm an asshole. I didn't make a girl cry because they thought that he's going to murder me. No one ever thought that. Pretty sure, anyway.
No, they told you.
You never thought I was going to murder you, right?
No.
See?
That's one.
It's a pretty good one.
I did bring in some news for you. If you're
Yeah, no, I love it. It's always, Fucking.
From the Pendarvis crime blotter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus is missing.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's in
they
the
took him-
toast.
They took him out of a creche.
Lisa Cobble said her family set up the Mary and Joseph and little baby Jesus in their front yard right after
Oh.
Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Yeah.
now I know what you mean.
Right.
Baby Jesus
Right.
has been
Yeah,
kidnapped.
no, that's like, I feel like when you're drunk and you're in your late teens, not early 20s, late teens, you don't understand. Because I remember when I was drunk, I used to do this thing called Quick Impression Mel Meninga, which is a rugby player for the All Blacks in New Zealand. So I would just run really fast into shit and snap it off. And if it got snapped off, oftentimes I would carry it home. And I knew tons of people that would just carry home stop signs and posts and shit.
Mhm.
Now, I never grabbed Jesus or a major or anything like that, but I only think that's because I'm from the outback and nobody ever had Jesus in a major in their front yard. I mean, if I was walking to the train station at 2 a.m. doing my impressions of Mel Meninga, or no, excuse me, minding my own business, drunk, and then I saw that stuff, I would be the Mel Meninga would come out of me and go, quick impression Mel Meninga.
Mhm. I was in, I'm not going to say the person, but I was in the back of a limousine with a musician. And I just happened to notice that he was throwing first the pillows that were back there out the window, and then the glasses, like the crystal glasses, and then the decanters of alcohol. Just basically everything that wasn't tied down was thrown out the window. And I had a conversation with him about it, and he told me about his philosophy of destruction, and I included that he would never destroy anything that meant something to someone. It would have to be kind of a generic-y kind of item, but otherwise it's fair game. And then we went into the what's that famous hotel on Central Park South? The something. Anyway, and he kicked over a table.
Peninsula?
Birds.
Anyway.
Well, I may have done this when I was a kid. Because the baby Jesus is the most offensive thing to steal from that, and obviously the most upsetting. It's also the smallest.
It's the prized possession.
And perhaps the person
I'm taking the frankincense.
There's no plastic.
Yeah, fuck the gold. Give me the frankincense.
Yeah.
I want the myrrh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the myrrh. Don't leave the myrrh out.
Maybe the person who stole that just had a little bit better sense of historical accuracy than the person who put it out there, because you're not supposed to put the baby Jesus out there till Christmas morning, because that's when he's born.
Have some fucking etiquette.
Fucking,
Man, I tell you what,
they're sitting there
though.
waiting for the baby. That's what they're fucking doing.
Nothing like 2 o'clock in the morning with a pocket full of myrrh ready to take on the streets.
Well, Miss Cobble says there'll be no questions asked. All she wants is her baby Jesus back.
Oh, wait a second. I got a question.
Okay.
I never thought of this before. So, Mary and Joseph, he was a humble carpenter, right?
Okay, sure.
And she was what she was. She was
A whore.
I don't think she worked.
She wasn't.
Right.
She was not a whore.
Oh.
You're thinking of Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then, this is really big. So they're really poor, and money goes a long way. Like 2,000 years ago, somebody gave them gold,
And myrrh.
and they were not rich after that.
Wasn't that much.
I don't remember gold in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. That's what
Yeah.
the fucking 3 wise men. They each brought one of them: gold,
Yeah,
frankincense, myrrh.
I was in I was in the choir when I was a little boy. There's gold and frankincense and then myrrh.
They never said what quantity.
No. They show it.
Here's a
It's a
little
bag.
flake.
It's a bag. It's a bag.
Giant bag of gold.
And you know what the crazy thing is the myrrh and the frankincense is the same amounts. Like it's the same weight. It looks like the same
Right.
baggie
Right.
of. Oh, you mean like the myrrh is the same amount of myrrh, same as gold. So really, I don't know what the fuck it's frankincense shit.
Well, it's got to be worth something, and myrrh's got to be worth something.
I thought it was all worth the same because they gave
Right.
me the same size of bag of each thing.
Well, but also, yeah, if like, you know, Larry, Moe, and Curly show up to bring presents, one of
Right.
them doesn't bring something that's incredibly valuable, and the other two show up with like a trinket.
Right, but there's nothing. I don't remember anything in the Bible that says that anything against that Joseph went out and partied later that night. You know, I mean, who knows? Maybe he bought him a nice house after that.
Maybe. I think the frankincense and myrrh was probably for the smell, since they were in a fucking barn having a baby.
Yeah, because I'm not aware what frankincense or myrrh is.
I think they're both kind of smelly things.
Yeah,
Aren't
I
they?
think-
Are they? Because
Yeah.
when I saw it when I was in the choir, it would look like jewels. I was under the impression that they were all jewels.
No. Frankincense, I believe I've smelled. Myrrh, I don't believe I've ever encountered.
Oh, it's an embalming spice.
If somebody gives you a present
Wait,
of
it's an
Where
embalming
was
spice?
that?
Yeah.
Fuck! How bummed are you if you're the myrrh guy? When
All I
somebody
got
just-
was a rock.
Hey, could've been
somebody
silver.
gave you a bag of gold and you're right next to that guy, and you go, "Here's here's."
The third guy was probably like, yeah, I got something too. I left it in the camel.
I got
And then
some-
went out and, like, got
I
something.
got some AIDS bushes for you. Like, what the
Right.
fuck?
I got a stick for you.
right. He's got gold. He's got frankincense. I brought you a flare.
Yeah.
In Derby, Connecticut, continuing with the crime blotter.
Is that where Smash Up Derby was invented?
No, it's where the derby hat was, though.
Police say a man and a woman were arguing as they walked across a bridge over the Houstonic River.
Never argue with a man when you're walking across a bridge.
These two
First rule of Fight Club.
These two brothers were passing by. They saw an argument and asked the woman if she was okay.
Yeah, big mistake because the boyfriend beat the shit out of him and threw him off the bridge.
Yep.
Yeah, don't interfere, man.
Threw him off the bridge.
Shut the fuck up. especially if you're smaller than the guy.
None
But
of your business.
he
Yeah.
didn't die. He fell 45 feet. Was
into the
seriously
water.
injured.
But at least it knocked some sense into him.
And the man has been arrested for attempted murder, and the woman for lying to police.
Whoa.
Because she tried to cover
She
for
tried to
him.
cover for him. Yeah,
Obvious.
of course
So
she
he
did.
jumped off the bridge. We were just standing.
Yeah.
He like tripped.
In La Crosse, Wisconsin, what was invented there, Tolly?
Lacrosse, right?
Cheese
The,
curds.
the coat hanger.
Oh.
But coat hanger, Wisconsin wasn't a good name. Police responded to a building after a caller reported his laptop and computer was missing, and also reported he had found loose change and condoms in the bathroom of his business.
So?
Later, a man called 911 to say he had lost money in that building.
Maybe I don't have any pockets in my pants, and that's how I carry my spare change. In a condom up my ass.
And he said he was going to break into the building if police didn't show up.
What?
A guy
Oh.
later called 911 and said, "Hey, I left my money in that building. I'm going
Yeah.
to break in there unless you send the cops." And the cops showed up and nobody was there. They did, however, find probation paperwork there for one Randy Bolstad.
I'm not aware of.
They went looking for him and they found him shoeless walking through a university campus and questioned him about the theft of the laptop, to which he responded, "I choose death."
He's had enough.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then there's this other story that I thought was also. People say weird things when they're
On
On
drugs.
drugs and insane.
possibly
And then we laugh at them on this radio show.
possibly. But a man in Illinois crashed his car into a ditch. Police arrived on the scene, and
If you could ride one sea creature and it was your friend and you could like
Uh-huh,
telepathically talk to him,
giant seahorse.
Wow.
there's no such thing.
Oh, it has to be a real one.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
How do
talking
you
realistic
know?
situation
Maybe
here.
there's like a deep sea giant seahorse.
Well,
We don't
so
know. Ocean's so
Ooh, maybe
mysterious.
fucking aliens are here. It
We
has
don't
this
ride an
this
alien.
conversation doesn't make any sense if you're talking about fictional fucking characters.
You're right.
Can a dolphin carry me?
Fuck yeah! Have you seen that in the zoo where you're torturing them?
It's kind of the natural answer, that or a shark if you want to be badass.
Yeah. See, I'm more of a whale guy.
You're not gonna fit your legs around a whale though.
Yeah, but just hold his fin and it'd be cool because he could float on top where I could actually hang out.
Oh, sunbathe.
Yeah, like I feel like I could post up a lot more. I feel like with the dolphin and all those guys, you're in the fucking water all the time. You're holding your breath constantly. You know, whale guy, he could just sort of roll over a little bit and you could be on there cruising around.
You'd
You
have
could
to get
probably
a
have
whale
your friends.
saddle.
You could probably have
Yeah.
your friends come and like have a barbecue on him. What?
I think you'd have to
A
have
blue
a whale
whale?
saddle.
Yes.
You're not going to hold on to his fin.
A blue
Oh,
whale is
well.
like a football field,
Well,
Will.
it'll be a whale of a time.
Yep, we'll have yeah.
In other news, anyway, so this guy, he crashed into a ditch. When the police approached him, he identified himself as Burger King.
Such a cool.
He also made the following statements while in custody. Donald Trump
Here's my
is coming
cock,
to
have it
beat
your
me
way.
up. No, he said, Donald Trump is coming to beat me up, and you all believe in Satan. You all worship Satan. You are all driving me to Satan Town. He was transported to the hospital where he said the doctor was coming to give him $1 million.
Well, you better hurry. Didn't the Pope say this week, speaking of insane people that we report on the utterance of here on this show, that you shouldn't try to tangle with Satan because Satan's smarter than us?
I mean,
Sure.
it sounds like something the Pope would say.
That's what I.
What exactly?
Were people messing with Satan before that? He's like, hey.
Don't argue with Satan. He is smarter than you. This is evil. It's not a concept. It's a person. So the Pope really believes in Devil Guy. with the
Technically,
pitchfork.
it's not a person, it's an angel.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
means it's not anything that's ever been a human, so...
So there's no point arguing with it though. If he
Right.
chooses you, then just go with it.
But that's the best.
advice.
That's the best, like, cut to the chase word that he could have used. And again,
Yes,
we are
totally,
translating
of
from Italy because you're saying it's not. And I think we do sort of believe that more and more. Even people of the faith believe less, like they're less picturing the guy on the cloud with the white beard, and they're thinking more of an overall sense of goodness in the universe.
Right.
And evil, they're thinking of evil, not like, oh, wait till you are in my clutches and I can shove this up your ass guy.
Yeah, but even
And the Pope is
Yeah.
like, no, actually, let me be very clear. That guy is waiting for you at the center of the earth.
well,
So,
he didn't say the center of the earth,
he's
and
making a
also,
list.
Right, Mike,
He's
good
checking
point.
it twice.
and by the way,
Will does have a point, Michael. He didn't say he lives in the center of the earth.
correct, and
He
also,
could be in hell, and hell could be somewhere else, Michael.
Well, wouldn't it be logical to assume that if all the old school, if this one very central old school literal truth about Satan is true, that all of the other ones are as well?
no,
Right,
because you're
good
talking
base,
about
got a point.
no, you're talking about biblical things, and then you're talking about shit that people made up
Might be different, like,
outside of the Bible.
It might be in the center of the earth, Michael, but it might be like he might have like a really plush apartment in there that's pretty futuristic.
So you're saying, well, center of the earth is not in the Bible.
Right.
But hell is a real place.
Yeah.
So
yes.
take out the center of the earth and just like wherever hell may or may not
Right.
be.
Or
If you
maybe
ask-
hell's a state of mind, you know?
Oh,
But there's a
no
real
hippies in
there
hell.
can't be a real person. There can't be a real actual devil entity in a state of mind. That's the point.
Why
If it-
not?
Because
You're a
that's it.
person in a state of mind?
Because he said he's a person. It's nice. Otherwise, he
If
would have said
if he's
it's
a
an
person,
entity.
he's got to be in a place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And maybe,
According to your tiny human mind. Yes.
and maybe it looks like a state of mind from the outside, but once you get there, he's a person. He's got to sit down somewhere. He's got to have like a floor.
But
Yeah.
I also point out that I believe that all indications, in biblically speaking, of the devil are that it's a beautiful person. It's an angel.
Okay.
He's not a pitchfork. There's no pitchfork. There's no red skin. There's no horns. It's beautiful angel that has fallen from heaven.
Has anybody asked? Satan's very attractive. Has anybody asked the Pope the same question about God? Because in the Bible, it's very, very clear. God is pretty person-y. God created the heaven and earth, but God got angry at people. God told people to do things to their kids and stuff like that. God seems very, very,
He
very
pulled back
person-y.
though.
was
No, he
very hands-on.
he
Okay.
said, "Do this to your kid."
I know,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? The conversation happened. So if we
Just
ask the
kidding,
Pope,
psych.
is God a guy somewhere?
Right. Didn't he create man in his image?
Boom!
Boom.
Yeah.
I demand answers.
Yes, but if you
Pope.
say something is like something, which is in the image of something, it's not necessarily talking about the physical optical image. It may be talking about in spirit.
But
You know,
images
image.
are.
What's the definition of image? And I believe the word image in
Yes,
this biblical
of
sense
course.
is used interchangeably with likeness.
Boom.
I have not read the original text and been able to decipher any of that, so I couldn't tell you.
You seem pretty defensive
I
about
know,
what
right?
theoretical
No, I'm
Pope
not. I'm
says.
throwing out ideas on it. That I don't necessarily believe in any of these things. I'm just saying.
My God doesn't cut into this sort of lawyer talk.
Yeah. Hey, that guy is a
All right.
racist or whatever. He didn't. They didn't vote for him, right? He didn't-
Right in Alabama.
Yeah.
That's right. No, it wasn't the racism that was a problem. It's the
Chuck
molestation
Yeah.
of.
And he hates Jews and blacks too. Right?
I don't have no idea. I've not read that.
Yeah, no, that's the only bit that I saw, and I was like, wow, that is not a good defense to saying that you're cool with the Jewish community. They are some evil people. So it's wild to know that they exist and that they almost won anything.
Mhm.
Shouldn't even be an argument, you know. Anyway, good news.
Yeah.
And Omarosa, that's the other thing that I found out. Omarosa got fired and, of course, is lying about it.
Well, speaking.
I can say she's a dumb cunt, right?
Say whatever
Yeah,
you
of
want.
course. You
Right,
can,
yeah. It's
sure.
in my opinion, that's what I reckon she is.
Speaking of our government, a member of the House of Representatives killed himself.
Oh, that's sad.
What-
Kentucky State Representative Dan Johnson, who was under investigation for alleged sexual molestation, died from a single gunshot wound to the head.
Oh, well then.
According to the Bullitt County coroner, he had posted on his Facebook page before he killed himself, "The accusations are false. God and only God knows the truth. Nothing is the way they make it out to be. America will not survive this type of judge and jury fake news."
Oh,
But he's
man.
also
Wait,
the
is this
guy.
the first hashtag fake news suicide?
Yeah, this is also the guy that, for example, had posted the picture of the chimpanzee saying it's baby Obama, and
Ugh.
also Allah sucks, Muhammad sucks, Islam sucks. If any of you Hajis have any issue with me saying this, PM me and I'll gladly give you my address. And then he killed himself.
I'm laughing.
The end.
Man. You're a legal person. Like,
He was also a pastor.
I
by the
know,
way.
fucking Hajis.
Oh.
Like, how are you a real person?
I know.
Did you see the thing with the Roy Moore's spokesperson when the guy on CNN asked him if he knew that you didn't need to swear in a
Yes.
Bible?
Oh, yeah.
That's I mean,
It's my favorite.
that is one of the great comic moments
I
in
know,
the history
I
of
don't
the
know
world.
what you're talking about.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wow. Oh,
No.
shit. Play it for Will.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
going to love it, Will.
Dude, this is
This guy.
unbelievable.
Yeah. He,
Okay.
So it's Jake Tapper of CNN talking to Roy Moore's spokesperson.
Is this after or before the election?
Campaign before, like a day before. Campaign spokesperson Ted Crockett talking about, swearing into office.
It's truly a treat. I've watched it so many times.
Okay, this is great because I haven't seen it.
But first,
But first, somebody's going to remodel their house.
Oh, that does look nice. I like those tiny houses. Look at it go.
I could use one of those.
Jesus
Park it right out back.
Christ.
All right, here we go. Awesome! His mouth just hung open forever.
Yeah, he had a series of small strokes.
I mean, he started laughing over it, but he it's not over.
Yeah.
He stabs him a few more
Oh
times.
It's
yeah,
just
his
crazy.
dismissal at the end of the interview was so great.
That's amazing. I will probably watch that several times.
Little
Yeah,
cherry red cheeks.
It's
his
a goal
blank
kicker.
stare. I love it.
Who's the next in the Hollywood elite to get caught up in the sexism, womanizing, sexual assault?
Tom Booze.
Oh, let me guess.
Delaware Senator Tom Carper.
Oh, I'll just senator
Wait,
people.
he's Hollywood elite?
Yeah, I know. I thought you said.
I know. But that's what you. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so
What did he do? Did he text these wiener to
he's
people?
no, and it's not anything. He represents
Oh.
Delaware first in the House of Representatives, then he was governor,
Woo!
then in the Senate.
That is a windy comb over.
He
Let it
admitted
go.
to slapping his wife.
Yeah, we're
yeah.
trying to slap some sense into her for going out with this corpse.
He did an interview back
Man, he's-
years ago,
He's the
and,
grimmest dude ever.
and he said, "Did I slap my wife 20 years ago? Yes. Do I regret it? Yes. Would I do it again? No." And this interview was uncovered after so many years in the book Only in Delaware, which you can buy from the state of Delaware on its
Yeah.
official website.
Yeah. So he's in trouble for saying that he slapped his wife 20 years ago?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Well,
What?
Yeah,
It isn't.
I know, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He admitted that he did it.
Yeah, I mean, she
That
takes
was-
that up. That's the end of it.
he also denied doing it when he was running for office.
Well, that's
But-
of course he
but-
had to. He had to do it. That's your game. You
Yeah.
you all have to lie about anything you've ever done that's wrong.
This does ask the question, what time limit do you put on something? How big does a offense have to be that gets better over time? What are
and
those rules?
In a sense, the people get to decide that, because here's what happens. When that comes out, he's like, oh, this is bad. This is real bad. And then he has pollsters, and they go out and they make a bunch of phone calls to a couple hundred people who are likely voters. And frankly, if 80% of them are like, oh, yeah, he fucking lied about hitting his chick 20 years ago. Fuck that guy. He can rot in hell. Well, then you pull out of the race. If people are like, well, but I do, we've all made mistakes. Well, then you get out there on your stump and you try to overcome it.
Right.
This is what. Why is it that some, like, what Roy Moore was accused of, the quote unquote sins that he was accused of, would have ruined other people. He stuck his finger in his mouth and put it up in the air and was like, the polling says I might be able to overcome this. And that is democracy in action. It is the people saying, if you slap the bitch on TV today, you're not getting elected.
Right.
If you slapped her 20 years ago and you go, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my entire life and I'll never stop apologizing for it, and people go, all right, nobody's perfect. Well, that's their right.
Yep.
Nobody is perfect. We've all made mistakes in our lives. And I'm just glad I'm not running for office.
Yeah, right.
But who is next in the Hollywood elite to get caught up in the sexism, womanizing, sexual assault scandal?
Yeah.
That would be Morgan Spurlock.
Who the fuck is that? That doesn't count.
Supersize Me.
Yeah.
Supersize.
He's made a bunch of documentaries.
Oh!
McDonald's for...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's in trouble?
He confessed to a past disrespecting of women in a post that he made last night, including being accused of rape and also settling a sexual harassment claim. Neither one of those ever went to court or anything. But posting on Tweetlonger last night, he wrote, as I sit around watching hero after hero, man after man fall, at the realization of their past indiscretions, I don't sit by and wonder who will be next. I wonder, when will they come for me?
Wow.
He went on to detail how after a university one-night stand, he was accused of rape. And he also said that, he believes that encounter was consensual.
Okay.
And he also admitted he paid a settlement to an ex-assistant after he demeaned and belittled her by calling her hot pants or sexy pants in front of colleagues, and that he paid for her silence. He also says he cheated on every girlfriend he's ever had, including his ex-wife and his current wife.
Wow.
He just got it all out there.
Right, okay, but the way that you put it, I think makes it sound a little bit more damning than it plays if you read his whole thing. The girl in college, they were like hanging out in a dorm room, and it was like, thought it was going to happen. She said she didn't want it to happen, and then they got back in bed, and they're laughing, and they start fooling around again, and then they do it, and she said, like, later on, she wrote, like, a short story or something where she described being raped, and he was like, wait, that's how you saw that? I thought that we had a little back and forth, but it was okay. So, not all, rapes would be, considered equal. And call your assistant, sexy pants? And I think he said he called her sexy pants all the time. And then when she was done with the job, I don't think she left or was fired because of it. She was like, yeah, by the way, I'm going to tell everybody you used to call me sexy pants. And he's like, fuck, I'll pay you off. And then he cheats on his wives and girlfriends and says he's an alcoholic.
Sounds like he just doesn't respect women.
He's not up there on the list of all these other guys.
No.
Right, and also it does count, I believe, if you put it out there yourself.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, look, I don't know many people that can stay faithful in their younger days. It depends. When you're that kind of person and a lot of women want to sleep with you, that's different. If you're just like day-to-day guy and you don't get... the average man does not get approached by women. The average celebrity gets approached by women constantly. Like, there's that dude that, like, he has a TV show about bad jobs. That dude's like a sex symbol.
Mike Rowe?
Yeah, like, check out my levers. I'm like, you have no butt. You're like an 80-year-old man. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, when I'm wearing my Wranglers, I'm like, oh my god, dude, you're fucking gross.
He's got power.
But chicks dig that.
It's handy, too.
So it gets off it all the time. It'd be hard not to do it every now and then. But I don't think but like I said, he is not, the rape thing, I don't know. I've never had that. So maybe I'd have a different opinion if somebody had fake accused me of rape or something, then I'd be like, man, you gotta watch out. People just say stuff, but no one's ever said anything about me, and I don't really feel like people like me. I feel like I'd be a perfect candidate for a girl to say he raped me, but no one's ever said that because I've never done that. I've always had a weird, like, if you don't want to do it, neither do I.
Oh, of course.
What the fuck?
But you can see where there might be a situation where two people view the same thing as something different.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, Telly's story of the McDonald's fucking movie guy. I could see how that could go, but I also, it just like I said, it's never happened. I've never had a girl fake say that about me. I feel like they would have something happened where there was an awkwardness there for her to later on write some letter about it.
I agree with that, but I'd be really bummed if I was a guy and it actually like ruined my career or I was on trial for it or something. Like, look, there have definitely been girls in my much younger days where they took a little convincing, and then I felt like by the time we did it, they were 100% on board.
Right.
I'll tell you, a girl was just like, I can absolutely guarantee you, look, I like you, but I'm just telling you right now, nothing's gonna happen tonight. And it's like when you're 16, you're like, game on. And then when that happened, and okay, I think that the one I'm speaking of in particular, I dated for a while after, like a long time after that, so I think it was okay. But what about if she had woken up in the morning and been like, no, I told you I didn't want that to happen, and then it happened. Well,
Right.
fuck, I didn't force myself on you. You certainly seemed to be enjoying yourself at the time. Like, fuck, man. I'm really sorry your feelings are hurt. I'm really sorry I clearly misinterpreted this, but like I shouldn't get ruined over this.
I see your angle, but I just disagree. I feel like you whatever you did from her saying she didn't want to do it to the ended up where you actually did it was a lot more polite than other people's instances where the girl ends up accusing you of rape. I just feel like maybe you were like, yeah, we should, or you kept playing around until she got so horny that she agreed to it. I just don't see you as a guy that was like, I'll just whittle her legs open more and more until I get my dick in her. Like you
Right,
didn't
but I don't
do
think
that.
But I don't think some of the other guys who are. I think the vast majority of accusations are like if the woman was like, I didn't want him to do it and he did it. It's just that simple.
Yes.
But let's just take the Morgan Spurlock thing. None of us were in the room at the time. I don't imagine that scenario being him prying her legs open.
Right. I think it was one of those things where. And also, I mean, look, I know nothing of the situation, but, you know, if you're in a writing class, you might embellish certain things to make your writing more exciting. I don't know what happened in that situation. I don't.
You're right, Will. She's probably lying.
That's not what I said. In Hillsborough
wait,
County,
real quick.
Florida.
This is like
What?
a story that went up 4 minutes ago.
Okay.
Dustin Hoffman accused of exposing himself to a minor and assaulting 2 women.
What?
It says exclusive, so that
Exclusive.
means it's one source, but it is Variety.
To Variety.
Variety is pretty credible.
So he already had another accusation, right? Wasn't he already in the shitter?
Corey Thomas was in high school when she says Dustin Hoffman exposed himself to her in a hotel room. Recent college graduate says he allegedly sexually assaulted her while recording audio for the film Ishtar. Third woman, has remained anonymous, said Hoffman assaulted her in the back of a station wagon, manipulated her into a subsequent encounter that left her traumatized.
Fuck, man. I mean, I don't even... At this point, I feel like celebrity names don't count to me anymore. I just take it as humans, unfortunately men, that are in power are really inclined to rub their dicks on people without asking. I mean, I'm just using rub their dicks as a overall term for whatever it is
Right.
that these powerful people, it seems to me, and it would make sense that I don't know. I'm not a cute little girl, so why would I be exposed to it, you know? And I'm like kind of against the corporate man, or at least I come across that way. So why would they share disgusting shit like that? I feel like it's pretty obvious that you would never share your gross stuff with me, because I might look like one guy, but I feel like the cat's out of the bag for me. Most people that talk to me in my life know that they don't drop an N-bomb, don't say hell yeah man, like let's, you know what I mean, fuck some whore, like none of those things are going to get a pat on the back from me. So no one's ever going to share their... You know what? Somebody did... I told you somebody said a story about getting chicks over and fucking them, and I was like, man, that's such a... Even that sounded weird. You know, any ladies? You got any ladies? Yeah, man, I got some ladies, and called some ladies to come party. Like, I don't even do that one. That one's weird to me. That's up there with, hey, I don't like this guy, can you beat him up for me?
Well, that's why I made that joke or whatever when I said here's another Hollywood elite person and talks about the senator because I mean it's not Hollywood, it's people with power.
Yeah, look, I feel like this is, some people might not do it on purpose, like the McDonald's guy, but I think it's great that everyone's starting to find out that maybe you didn't realize it. Some of you did, maybe some of you actually got off on it, but hey, lady, or maybe getting a little loose with what you want to do with your genitals with people, or you're super powerful and you think that you can push people and go because you're super famous. Every girl wants you to see your junk and stuff. Maybe this is everybody realize all these things you're doing are hurting people. Because I don't know, I would say it's a 50-50 thing on these people that do it know that they're actually hurting the people they're doing it to. You know?
Yeah, I don't think that most of these people grew up being taught like what consent is and respecting boundaries and maybe even like seeing women as equals.
I think it's
you know?
I think it's a weird
That's
thing.
crazy talk.
When
Some of these guys.
in radio, I don't think that you can grab a lady's titties and everybody who works around you goes, oh, no, he's really famous. Just don't say that. When I feel like in Hollywood, there's a certain level of fame. Maybe not anymore, but it seems to me that it's been, if you're a certain level of famous, and Kevin Spacey is grabbing people's dicks, and the word's not getting out because he's Kevin Spacey. So that means anybody of his level grabs some dicks or some asses. Everybody around him, all Hollywood managers and everybody that all know, they know, don't tell anybody.
But I wish you would stop saying Hollywood and celebrity and instead say powerful, because it's happening in Washington, D.C. as well. And there are very few professions, entertainment and lawmaking. What else is? I mean, just big business even.
Well, like I said a couple weeks ago, it's something to do with like the irreplaceability. If Dustin Hoffman is starring in your movie and then you make things weird and then he walks off your project, well, can you necessarily get another Dustin Hoffman to do it? You might really be fucked. There's a pretty finite number of Dustin Hoffmans in the world. That's why I said if you're a lawyer and you play some grab ass, maybe you get in trouble. If you're the rainmaker lawyer for your entire firm, the guy who actually goes out and gets the clients, well, maybe how many asses did he grab?
Right.
Because that guy is really hard to replace.
Because companies hire new CEOs or whatever, and the stock goes up or down depending on who that person is. That person has such great value to the company that people are going to be hesitant to say anything for fear of reprisal, for repercussions from them outing somebody who's powerful.
Yeah, the John Lasseter thing is a perfect example. John Lasseter is Pixar. He just is. And Pixar is one of the most valuable, respected, accomplished, money-making brands in movie making.
Yeah.
And he was apparently liked to drink and was extremely huggy and kind of grabby huggy. And now he's taken a leave to reflect on his actions and blah, blah, blah. And
Of being grabby huggy.
yeah, I forget what I think he commented on women's looks a lot. I don't think anyone I forget. There's so many of these I can't keep them all straight. I don't think anyone actually accused him of just straight up like slapping a nipple or anything.
Right.
But
I don't know if I have to like do yoga and because I get ribbage in photos. Like I don't know. It has to be worse than that.
well,
You know,
pull
if I
up the
have to
last
take
thing.
time-
Remind me what he did.
If I have to take time off to gather myself, it wasn't because I hugged people on the staff.
You
too
love
much.
too much.
You put your finger in their fucking clit or something. Like you can't just be huggy, you know?
I think there was a lot of women felt like if you were going to get ahead in the company, he was going to comment on you a lot and want to hug you a lot, and you either dealt with that or you got out of the company kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because even leering at someone is an offense in a corporate atmosphere.
What about if they're leering back?
He was like a creepy, geeky uncle who was inappropriate, said a woman who requested anonymity. Female executives would practice a defense maneuver that's known as the head turn. When he reaches for an uninvited kiss, you turn your head so he plants a kiss on your cheek instead.
Oh, so he's going for lip kisses.
Yeah. I don't think he wants it to go further. I think he just has this like weird... I mean, he's obviously got a childlike sense of wonder because he's the Pixar guy and he's like half responsible for every movie they ever made. So I think, but that's the problem with the Michael Jacksons of the world is they're childlike, but then they have adult sexuality.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they want hugs and kisses, there's even if they don't want it to go beyond that, it's not like a little kid that wants hugs and kisses.
No, it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
And he should know better. It doesn't matter what position of
Whatever
power you're in,
happened
you should
to-
know better.
Sorry, Katie. Whatever happened to... Why don't you just punch him in the face right there and then?
Mhm.
And then... I wonder if... as a guy that's been molested, if I had have slapped the dick out of my mouth and punched him in the balls, would I be mentally scarred as much knowing that I defended myself? Because I feel like half the thing for me is knowing that I let it happen.
Well,
I
no,
think
of course, the natural
feel
place is you feel like it's your fault.
Right.
You
So
blame
that's
yourself.
so women would think that. Around.
Yes.
So, but would they be? Because that's the thing. I always, if you do something to a lady, you take something from them that they can't get back, and on the different degrees of it. Obviously, fucking them that's the maximum. But I even say like being overbearing and saying something derogatory that you would not appreciate, but you let it go because he's the bigger or more powerful person. You're taking something from them that they don't get back right there. If they're like, what'd you say, motherfucker? And man, bap, and fucking knee him in the dick, and then somebody, Jimmy in the office grabs you and goes, whoa, calm down, Cheryl. And Cheryl's like, motherfucker, is Cheryl unscarred, even though he groped her at one point and said, I'd love to fuck your wet pussy or something, and touched her pussy at the same time, but instead she got to like beat him up.
I'm sure that helps.
But I wonder if, or is it, because would you be fixed? Would you be?
I don't know about necessary. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the person too. Different
'Cause
people are affected in different ways, but I think that would help if you were able to do that. Yeah.
Because if I'm watching in a train and a man grabs a lady and the lady goes, "Oh my God, how could you?" I'm like, dude, you are in serious shit right now. Like, I'm not letting you get out of there. We're calling the cops and you're going to be talking to someone. But if the lady goes, "Oh my God, like, how dare you grab my pussy like that," and then fucking cracks him like 5 times to the point where the dude falls on the ground and I have to go, hey, he's had enough. I don't even think I'm calling the cops. Like, I feel like I'm like, that's what you get, dude. I feel like we're pretty even. Should we
I don't know if
allow
that's
women...
the right thing to do, but that's probably, I feel the same way.
Should we allow women to strike men that are...
Oh yeah,
Of course.
Oh, well, I think they already are.
Yeah,
it all
yeah.
depends. It just-
Should we...
Most of the time, we're not able to because we're smaller and we get overpowered.
I think I'm gonna encourage it and then do self-defense videos like Bas Rutten on what to do to corporate execs, Hollywood,
Yeah, in a corporate setting, you can totally. Yeah, John Lasseter was never going to be like, "Oh, really? Oh, well, let's
Right.
You create a scene and then they come over and she's
What
like, "What
about-
happened? She fucking hit me. What the fuck?" And you go, "Yeah," and he fucking slapped my nipple before that.
Right.
And you go, he's not going to defend himself.
So I can do videos where I'm dressed as a lady.
Yes.
I just came in because I heard you wanted to see me. Yeah, I want to see you, your pussy. Yeah, and then I show what you can do
Right.
with your stapler or whatever it is
Yeah,
nearby.
office supply.
Office
sure.
supply defense
yeah.
as
Oh,
a
that's
woman.
awesome. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
YouTube.
And then I can do things like I'm an assistant for a Hollywood celebrity. You know what I mean? And then have somebody pretend they're a Hollywood celebrity. I do whatever I want. Get me some M&Ms and show me your tits.
I'm on Capitol Hill.
I don't think it's appropriate to just see my tits. But okay, fuck it. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like that.
Call it office supply kwando.
Ooh.
We don't have too much time left, so I'll just tell you some guy peed at the Steak and Shake.
What? In the milkshake?
But more, no, just on the floor. Hey, more important
Did he shake his
news.
steak?
Indonesia, you know Indonesia. I
Indo,
guess.
there's mad waves there.
I
Yeah,
know well.
yeah.
One time, I would like to go there and get barreled, but you know what I mean.
It is the
Oh,
world's
kids.
largest Muslim majority nation.
What? Wait, in Indo?
Yeah, Indonesia, yeah.
Wait, wait, Muslim Indonesians?
It's the largest Muslim majority
Right, but they're not
nation.
there. But they're not. They're Indonesian guys, though, right? And girls. They're not Afghani Muslims.
They're Indonesian, yes.
Yeah.
Most people in Indonesia are.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
And most apparently are Muslim.
they don't seem. They're pretty cool Muslims. I like those.
Well,
Muslims.
So you're telling me this country is very, very evil?
in recent years, they've been more and more conservative. The government's
Oh my
cracked
God.
down on alcohol sales, banning pornographic online content.
There you go.
And, Islam's increasingly important in politics. The courts there considering if they should outlaw sex outside marriage and outlaw gay sex. The court reached a decision and have rejected creating these anti-sex and anti-gay laws.
So I can still have gay marriage outside of sex when I go visit there?
Correct.
So the lady boys,
Because
they stay.
really, I
Yes.
want my money back.
Yes. So count that as well. The Nightscope K5 security robot deployed in San Francisco by the SPCA to deter homeless people from camping out near its building has been found knocked over and smeared with feces.
Who do they think did it?
Some higher up corporate guy, obviously, Michael.
Probably Batman.
Yeah. If only Batman was more childish, and he did stuff like that.
Apparently, a group of people.
Who would hate this robot and resort to using feces? Let's put our best foot on the case.
But apparently, another group of people had doused it sensors with barbecue sauce and knocked it over and put a tarp over it.
Yeah, good.
Okay,
Fuck
so they've
that
got
thing.
shit and tarps.
Who are these people?
Who are these robot-hating assholes?
And finally, on August 21st, 2015, there was a thwarted terrorist attack on a train bound for Paris. We've talked about this. The attack was prevented by 3 young Americans traveling through Europe. Warner Brothers has released the first trailer for the Clint Eastwood movie that tells the story. It's called 1517 to Paris, and it looks great, really patriotic, and very Clint Eastwoody. It's gonna
He's
be...
got to be dead pretty soon, right? This could be the last one.
Don't.
What?
It makes you want to join the armed forces seeing a movie like this. It's just like super awesome shit. Look at these clean-cut boys. Red-blooded American boy.
Oh, really?
Yes, which
I was
is-
going to say, they really look like real dudes.
And they are.
No way.
Wait, what is this?
That's
so
awesome. And
So
get
they
to-
actually did this. They thwarted a terrorist attack on a train going to Paris, and so the guys who actually thwarted the terrorist attack play themselves in the movie, and Clint Eastwood directs. That's awesome.
So awesome.
And they just put out the trailer for it, so
These guys are gonna get so much pussy.
that's the point.
That's true.
My wife, ladies and gentlemen.
Good for them. Good for them. Get
Hey,
all the
you know
pussy.
what? Yeah, we should all donate a piece
Of
Pussy.
to the cause.
That's what they want. Pieces of pussy from around the world. Nothing better. You know what I'm saying, Andrew?
So,
Well, okay, what do I then? Yeah?
oh,
What
God,
about it?
it's so gross. Oh my
Oh.
God.
I did not. So I guess I did.
So it's one thing to be a hero.
Wow,
It's another
Frat
thing.
slits.
It's one thing to be a hero. It's another thing to be
Who says
a
slit?
star of a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah?
It's a whole other dimension to be both.
I know.
Yeah.
So cool.
Don't die, though.
I didn't say it.
This one smells so weird.
Show? No, thank you. Actually, but in most radio stations, they disinfect the microphone between every show. I mean, that's kind of standard operating procedure at most stations. Not here.
That sounds like a
Covino must use that now. Big one. finale of a fireworks show.
Wow.
DJ Shitface.
No